Hello and welcome. This is Ayana Lahi, and I'm so very happy that you are here with all of us today in this week's episode of Be One, Be You. We are diving into the theme living from your soul instead of your mind. What's the difference between your soul and your mind, and what difference does it make anyway? Well, when you live from your mind, you're figuring everything out according to we'll call it your infrastructure, your internal system, the way that everything is connected together. It is a web. It is really a fascinating network within you of how information passes through you. When you live through your mind, there are certain tendencies that you notice when you begin to awaken and actually continue on your awakening journey, such as judgment, comparing yourself to others, putting yourself down but not knowing it, keeping yourself back, feeling fearful of really being who you are, overestimating yourself, thinking you can do something that you really can't pull off, but it proves to the part of your mind that you're perfect or indestructible, or nothing really needs to be worked on in yourself, that you really can live up to the image, for instance, of being brilliant and the perfect child for parents who were living through you, or couldn't handle that you had any faults because they'd have to see in themselves that they had some, perhaps. What are some other ways that we live in our mind? Well, it's so easy to look out there. Social media and the news and the combats and fights and struggles for power in our world, in our growing corporate cultures, and what power looks like when it's mixed up with anger. You know, that's the mind in battle with feeling undeserving, feeling as though one's entitled, feeling as though one is deserving. What does it really mean when we think that we're deserving? What are we really deserving? The line's got to be really clear. So when you're coming from your mind, there can be a tendency of creating one's life from the dogmas, which are beliefs that we hold on to as beliefs rather than what's reality. It's a pretty new evolutionary, I'll call it, your evolutionary unfoldment, your evolutionary path to see your life, be in your life, feel your life, to be an expression of being disconnected from the source, but making the mind king. Over the next few years, there'll be a greater awareness that's growing. You're part of the culture who recognizes that there needs to be more soul. And soul is an undescribable awareness. The awareness of soul happens in a moment. Something flickers open, flashes open, blasts open, or gently is revealed. The soul window is awakened. And over civilizations, there have grown to be many techniques that can open the third eye. And the third eye then has the capacity to see what's happening in the heart. I've discovered that opening the heart first is a reliable then window into the third eye. Because if the third eye opens before the heart, one can get trapped and caught up in the psychic realms, the astral worlds, and it's possible to start seeing things that aren't necessarily positive or helpful. More important, helpful to your awakening process. The journey of your life is truly an awakening, and that's what it's meant to be. Your life is a return and movement forward at the same time to who you are as a soul. Your soul is who you are, really, truly. Your mind is created through your reactions, responses to what's happening in your life. And the mind is responding to the way that your emotional body feels. Your emotional body receives the imprints of everything first, because the emotions are how your nervous system is interpreting the energies of how things are connected or disconnected, unified in source or separate from source. Source being that one, centered presence where there is existence, and within existence there is non-existence. The non-existence is the open, empty space of not knowing. So when your mind gets used to not having to know everything, it allows your soul to begin to lead you. The spontaneity of your soul brings joy. Your mind, when it's in alignment with your soul, is giving input, it's weighing and discerning. When your soul works to communicate to you through expression, ideas, direction, creative flow, logic, all put together, what happens is that the emotional body can be anchored. It has an equilibrium. Having your emotional body in equilibrium helps your mind and your soul work together. So, for instance, if you were in a family where there's emotional incest, where people are living through each other and they have not developed their own authentic self and can only live through the way they interact with others, your emotional body is damaged because you're not able to receive and interpret and implement your own native soul impetus and power. Those of you who have taken on the practice, whether through music or acting, writing, any of the arts, creating a new company, a new product, a new teaching style, a new leadership approach, many, many examples here. But whatever your personal experience is, where you can stay connected to your own soul. The soul is the light that you are. It's the original you that came in this lifetime. And your soul is here to evolve. To evolve, you have to awaken. Imagine every day you have the intention to awaken, to give yourself the space to do whatever actions you're doing in your life, even if you do them every day with greater awareness and presence. And then those times in your day or evening where you go into a connection with source within you, whether through a creative practice, a spiritual alignment practice with the energies in your body, the way that you interact with your higher thought. And you also learn how to work with what's in the dark within yourself. That becomes the shadow self, the parts of yourself that had no room for development. They end up in the basement in yourself and become a shadow. And they are filled in a pure power that, unless discovered and expressed, turns your life inside out, meaning you start having relationship dilemmas and issues. You find that you can't really open your heart. Your partner starts telling you what you're not able to do, where you're lacking in certain areas, where you can't really stay focused in an intimate way in yourself or with a partner. You find that the outer results become more important. Some other things that happen is that you expect others to make you feel good about yourself. Maybe the need for approval is really out of hand or even just a little bit imbalanced. The ways that you seek being perfect, the ways that you don't really care, the ways that you think the life responds and revolves around you, or perhaps overgiving. But when you're grokked in and unified in your soul, there is a steadiness. And so you want to pay attention to those moments when you are disconnected from that inner balance, where you go. And it usually happens through the way that you are wired into that infrastructure within you is created through leaving yourself. So how do you really connect in with your soul? Well, your soul shows itself through yearning in you. When you're yearning for a connection, yearning to feel unified, or that you yearn for a greater meaning in your life, or you yearn to be heard, really listened to, really seen. When you're really depressed, really down, you don't know how to really come through where you are. When you invite your soul to come out, to come forth, that means sitting right now with me, looking for where the light is inside of yourself. It could be around you. That's your soul outside of you. Is it possible to bring it in? Absolutely. That's the goal. Your heart center is the receiver, the vessel, the goblet, the bowl for your soul. We leave our body, our soul leaves us because of a shock to our inner nervous system. It could be psychological, emotional, or physical. So we're going to open the door to the light within ourselves and just allow yourself to experience it. And real healing work has to do with allowing, to recognize and to admit that we're afraid of the light that's inside. Don't let your mind block you. Just tell it to go sit on a park bench next to you right now. And if it's antsy, tell it to go do something. Research for you. Go bake a pie for you. Go shopping for you for something wonderful. But let yourself be with who you are and receive you. And as you receive the light that you are, feelings then come up about all the times you haven't received or allowed yourself to be. Know that you are an infinite spark of pure source intelligence. That's you as the soul. Now give yourself permission to follow your infinite divine spark of source and feel where you shift in your body. You'll find that your focus changes location and that you're dropping down into your body and you're bringing the permission for that light, that life energy to guide you and to open and to exist. And once you do that, you're able to then reverse the infrastructure of giving too much power to your mind. The mind is an interpreter. Your mind is able to create form for the essence of your soul. And some of you are more form focused than others. Give yourself the opportunity to really love so deeply right now that in your mind you're having to let go of how you hold on and block your mind from just letting go so that you can live in the love, which is your soul. The soul is infinite love. And the power that you really can live in through the doorway of your soul is a whole different kind of power than the power that the mind creates to make sure it's better than, or that it's meeting up to, or fulfilling what it has come to believe is truth. As your mind becomes emptier, the soul of yourself can come forth. So in business, in the work you do, in your everyday activities, you can turn to your soul for that valuable guidance. And then you're able to live from your soul bit by bit, day by day, until there is a wellspring of joyous contentment that's always there, even though we might leave it because of the issues, the problems, the challenges, the dark nights of soul that we go through, which is the covering up of the next level of being one with ourselves. So trust yourself, trust your connections, and I would love to invite you to check out the membership program. It's a incredible resource and video library of courses I've created on every topic you can think of that is part of our life. And it's the Evolutionary Empowerment Global Village membership. And you can find it on my website. And there's group mentoring that can be an option for one of the tiers that you enter into. I've loved filming it. I'm still filming and will continue to for quite a few years to add even greater abundance into the program. You can check it out on my website at IanaLahi, IANALAHI.com. I do what I do because I really love doing what I do, and it's my life purpose. And so I share and give all of this to you from my heart to yours. Thanks for being here with all of us, and until next week, holding you in deep, deep love. This is Ayana Lahi.